How to wholesale real estate step by step and get your first deal quickly. Today's video, I have a step-by-step guide. It's going to be really concise, clear, and straight to the point. Yes, I have videos that are much longer, but sometimes all we need is a nice package video that shows you exactly all the steps that you need in order to close your first wholesale deal. So in today's video, that's what I'm just going to do. I'm going to share my screen with you all and share you how you can do all of this on your computer first of all, and just get the whole process started. All right, so these are the main things that I concentrate if I'm wholesaling real estate. My target audience, market, cash buyers. And under all of these main sections are the details. So for example, in target audience, we're going to talk about the different types of properties. We're going to talk about the different equity levels. We're going to talk about the different strategies. In marketing, we're going to talk about, am I going to cold call? Am I going to text? Am I going to send out postcards? Cash buyers, I'm going to talk about just reaching out to investors initially. Am I going to dispo it with a realtor? Am I going to dispo it because I have my real estate license and I'm going to do it myself and list it because I can't afford to take it down as a cash buyer? Am I going to JV it, and different things like that. First thing is your target audience. You need to get a list of motivated sellers. Motivated sellers are people who are in the bucket of people who are looking to sell their property but haven't listed it for whatever reason. Maybe there's too much repairs. Maybe they just never got around to it and they need that extra push and that help from you in order for them to sell their property. The number one website I use is PropStream. PropStream is a website that you can use in order to find motivated sellers, off-market properties. And the good thing is that everyone can use this, whether you're an investor or not. If you all are interested in PropStream, check my link down below. You get a 7 free day trial using my link. It just helps support this channel. It's a great software and I still use it to this day, even though I'm more on the rental investment side of things. But this is great for investing in real estate, whether you're a realtor or just investing long-term, and especially wholesaling real estate. So right here, I just put a random city, Columbia, South Carolina. And then from here, these are the criteria you need to find the best sellers. These are honestly the most general list are the list that everyone targets, but honestly, you probably going to get most of your deals from this list. Now, it is more competitive, but they work. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go towards a non-owner occupied property and I'm going to make sure it's vacant. That's going to bring my list even lower if I don't want it to be as broad or general. Property characteristic right here, I'm going to do either single family, either condo, multifamily 2 to 4, or multifamily 5+. And then from here, MLS status, I don't want it to be listed. I want off-market properties. Now, ownership information, I want them to own the property for at least 5 years. And then valuation and equity, I want them to own at least 30%. And I want to include unknown equity, all right? And I want to include unknown sell date. So that brings my list to 974 properties. This is a very concise and specific list. One way to make it broader so you can have more on your list, and Columbia, South Carolina is not a huge city. What I would do is I would put any occupancy. So that includes people who own a property, they don't live in it, but someone else lives in it because it's a rental, right? With that goes up to over 23,000 properties. Now, obviously that's a huge list. One way to narrow that down even more is to increase this to 10 years, to increase your valuation equity to maybe 70%, narrow it down where maybe you don't want to deal with a commercial person and you just want to deal with individuals. You can do that. That brings it down even more. Let's say you want to deal with someone who doesn't own a ton of properties, right? So the maximum they own is probably like 8 properties or something like that. So that brings it down even more. There's different ways that you can narrow that down, but that's one way to do it. And this is a general list. So you can target lists like this in your wholesaling business. The other good thing about PropStream is that they have these quick lists. So let's say you want to target divorcees. Well, there's none here because I put all these other things here, but I put vacant. If I exit out of all of that and I put divorce, let's see if there's any properties. There's 4 properties here. Pre-foreclosures, that's a list of 1,000. Senior owners, that's over 11,000. Tired landlords, based off of what they do. And then you can drill it down even more based off of what you're looking for. So that's the very best first step, is to take this list and find your target audience. And so make sure you all do that. And if you all are interested in PropStream, check my link down below. Once again, you get a 7-day free trial. So make sure you check it out. So that's the very first list. Go to PropStream and pull a list. Now, the next thing is that you have to essentially target this audience, and that's through marketing. And so there's different ways to market. And on PropStream, there's different ways you can pull it. It just goes to contacts. You go to the contact list and you download the list, and it has the names, the addresses, and then you can either upload it to a website like yellowletterhq.com to send out postcards, or you can cold call using different softwares. I know like the Batch Leads company, they have a caller software system. You can send text also through them and things of that nature. And so either cold calling, sending texts, and sending letters is one way to do that. And I have different videos on my channel, and I'll put them down below describing each and every step in detail if you want like a 2-3 hour version of this. And of course, I have a course. If you all are interested in a course, I have everything in one area where you don't have to be searching for different videos. You want everything in one place. Check out my course down below. From here, we're going to do marketing, and we're going to either do mailers or do texts or do cold calls or do voicemail drops or things of that nature. And the other thing with target audience is, which goes into marketing, is driving for dollars, driving around your neighborhood, looking for a property that's distressed and that needs repairs, and writing that address down. You know, Deal Machine is an app that people use. You can check it out. I put a link down below. And then with that same list, you can target using these different approaches. Now, cash buyers and disposition. This is where you sell your property to. And this includes your contract. I'll put a link to my contract video, which includes a link to my contract that I use. I use a simple 1-page contract in order to put wholesale deals down. Essentially, on your contract, you just have to put some sort of verbiage of and or assigns, like your name, and then put and or assigns, or a specific clause. I like to have the whole clause that's saying, hey, this contract is assignable, and I can do it without letting the seller know. So having a contract in place is key, is key, is key. So make sure you all check out that video. Once you have that, looking for cash buyers. So I actually made a video recently on finding cash buyers. One thing that you can do, you can actually just go here and look up cash buyers. Boom, you have 20,000 cash buyers to do that. But I usually like to drill into it. So what I would do is not owner occupied people, obviously. It could be occupied or whatnot. And I want people, they don't live in the property, but they own it. And so I want them to have bought in the property for the past year. So I'll put a maximum of 1 year. So these are current owners of property that don't live in their property. Valuation, I need it to be 100% because I want to know that they bought it for cash. And so you have a ton right here. And I'm going to go after individual. So I'm just going to put individual, not corporate people. And that drops it in half. Property characteristic, I'm just going to put residential right here for right now. That's 7,400. And that's essentially people who bought properties for cash around the area. And of course, maybe you may not target the whole of Columbia. Maybe you're targeting this area right here. And so what you can do on PropStream, you can draw a box around where you want, and then you can press search. And then from there, you have your 923 cash buyers that you can target. And that's a great thing because you don't want to necessarily target people who live miles and miles away, who are not buying consistently in a specific area where your property is at. That's super important to know in the process. And so once you do that, you will put the cash buyer under a contract, right? And the contract that I use, I'll link it down below once again on the different contracts I use, this video to that. But essentially in that contract, you state that you're assigning this contract over to this cash buyer, right? And then I'm charging a fee of $10,000. Of $20,000, and that's how you would get paid. And so these are the basic steps to step-by-step guide on wholesaling real estate. So find cash buyers, and then you're going to put buyer under contract. Now, the thing with these is that, yes, there are different ways that you can go way more in detail with each and every step. And I have a course about that. Once again, you can check it down below. But I just really want to give a broader view and a general view, and then link different videos down below that you can go way more in details. Videos about me just cold calling so you can see how it is. Videos of me sending out mailers, videos of me pulling lists off of PropStream, and videos of me calling cash buyers, meeting with cash buyers, going on site. Check out my different videos online on my channel. So this is an overall view of how to get your first deal quickly. I've noticed that a lot of beginners, when they're not over analyzing things super into the details, they are not crazy about the script or crazy about what to say to a cash buyer or crazy about the details of the contract, but they're all like, okay, I need to talk to a motivated seller. I know this person, they need to sell their house to be fixed. I'm going to go to them. Okay, sir, they're interested. I don't really know the numbers at this house, so for this much and this much lower than this house, what they're asking. Okay, cool. You said yes. Let me get a contract. And they get a contract, they put it in a contract. Like, I think a lot of beginners analyze their first deal. I did, but all you have the basics first, and then when you want to systemize it, make it, then that's when you go more details, go more into the script, go more into your contract and things of that nature. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Comment down below your thoughts, and I'll talk to you all later.